Sibisiba nawe kwete ngolo je tano sibe tibu ya sibisiba yo mwana kwa milimba
A moment of silence, small, eh? You beat you 450. You have to put it to pay one. A moment of silence. You beat you 450. Come to put it to you. Yeah.
Kindly give me a thumbs up if you can pick the audio. Kindly give me a thumbs up if you can now pick the audio of this live stream. Very good evening, dear viewers. First of all, please accept my apologies on behalf of the organizing committee. We have not delivered so well in terms of management of time. The first time that we had the set system, there was an average of 1 hour and 20 minutes per match. For whatever reasons today, these players have decided that each match is ending in a decisive frame of a deciding set, to the effect that they've been playing even slower than they were, and on average they have been taking a little more than 2.5 hours per match. And in terms of time management, we have not delivered very well. Please accept our apologies. We accept some rectifications by timing the semi-finals tomorrow. The idea is that by this time the game should be done. Apology done. Hopefully it is accepted in good faith. Welcome to the very last match of today's competition. We are at Dice Lounge in Kampala. It is an 8-man comp that is being organized and sponsored by Dice Lounge. Over the 8 players, only one of them is going to be taking home money, which is $800. Winner takes it all. It will be either these two, or Hazard, or Computer, or Joseph Kasozi, because the other 3 players, that is Ibrahim Kayanja and Dog City and Mansour, have been exited from this competition on day 1. They will be joined in exit by either Ibra or Caesar, as long as each one of them does not get to 3 sets before the other does. Now, when Ibra and Caesar play, it is something of a continental affair at stake, something of a derby between the players, something of a derby between the fans, something of a derby between the management teams, something of a continental rivalry. Ibra 2 and Caesar 1 in terms of frames, Ibra 0, Caesar 0 in terms of sets 1. Live commentary is following shortly. In the meantime, there is a live stream of this match on Break and Finish Live Facebook, as well as Peter Chove Live YouTube. There are 2 scoreboards. On the left, it shows sets 1. On the right, it shows frames 1. The scoreboard on the right is for the ongoing race to 4. The scoreboard on the left is there for ongoing race to 3 in terms of sets 1. The scoreboard on the left is the all-important one. It shows the actual lead, because the match shall be won by the first player to 3 sets. Now, today being only the 2nd of September 2025, here at Dice Lounge, it is only exactly 10 days since Ibra and Caesar last faced off in exactly the same playing format. The tournament that was organized by KV Pool Arena in Masaka in Uganda. Tournament that was won by Caesar in one of the lives in the second round, which was round of last 8, because it was a 16-man comp. 16-man double F comp, that one. These 2 faced off. I remember Ibra winning the first set. I also remember Ibra winning the second set. Caesar won the next 2 sets. We had a decisive set, which also ended in a decisive frame. Caesar winning by 4 frames to 3. He did win that life and the second life, and won positions number 1 and 2, taking prizes for first and second position. But for today, there is nothing like taking prizes for number 1 and 2, because money is only for number 1. $800 being won tomorrow by around 9 p.m. East African time. He's nicknamed the Killer. Ibra Sejjemba, a name he got after winning the Grand Mchana Open 2023 at Mchana Pub and Grill in Nairobi, when he asked fans on a loud microphone who the killer was, since he had just killed Said Farmer to become champion, and all fans responded Ibra. Since then, it is his nickname, it is the name he loves the most. He likes it when you call him the killer. He also has the name the killer on his t-shirt, which is also playing uniform for the team that he captains, Roxbury Pool Club in the Ugandan Pool League. He can mean to be a neat player, has to be very careful with his t-shirt. From this camera angle we can see properly. He did play neat, and we'll be putting the last red on the table to the corner pocket, top left. It could be a roll. He could play with some kind of power, but a very little backspin, which is actually what he's trying to do. Perfect. The pot of the black to the corner pocket on the right will be a formality. Ibrahim Sejjemba 3 in set number 1 and Caesar Chandiga 1. In terms of sets, still 0-0 because the ongoing is the first set of the match. There has been an online opinion poll which I did start this morning on Break and Finish Live Facebook, asking you to predict which two players will be making the final. A good majority of you are thinking that Caesar will be one of them. A good number of you were believing it was Hazard, distant second from Caesar though, and another good number tipping Ibra, but Ibra and Caesar cannot both make the final because one of them will be exiting in the next 90 minutes or so. Still, some tipped Joseph Kasozi. Others were distant 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th respectively. I have to say that I'm loving Ibra's fitness coming into this match. He seems to be in the mood to try and win. Last time out that they faced off at this venue was a final of the Creme de la Creme annual championship that is normally organized here at Dice Lounge every January. It has been organized for the last 5 years, including this year. This year's edition was won by Caesar, racing to 13 against Ibra, winning the match by 13 frames to 10. There has been a miss by Ibra. His actual intention was initially to play one yellow and cue ball, opening up that dead yellow, which didn't come to pass. Ibra then deciding to play the unopened yellow by Bank, which Bank has not come to pass, and granting chance for Caesar to play in the set. If Ibra had finished the frame, he would be winning the set, and just like that, he will be leading now by 1-0. If Caesar can win 3 frames in a row, he will steal the set away, and the 3 frames Ibra has won in this set will simply count for nothing. Here comes the Scorpion. I love his stroke. A stroke that has made him, in one way, a darling, in another way, the envy of the African continent for the last 2 years, and I think still counting now. Could pot white? Oh my goodness. That is very rare, but that is the situation Caesar is facing. He is clearly losing the first set of the match. The killer is here to mean business. And I have to say that irrespective of what happens in this frame, at least for the first set, Ibra has been the better player. 1 or 2 unforced errors by Caesar. not really any by Ibra, besides simply failing to open up a yellow in the same shot where he got to pot a ball. Now on the verge, the killer of winning a set for the first time in the match. He's played his yellow off the black. I don't think that one will be an effective shot because black has now been positioned right in front of one of his yellows and can no longer put it to the pocket closest to that same yellow. Maybe he may need now at some point in the match the cue ball where he could put the yellow ball touching black to the corner pocket bottom right, maybe center pocket on the left. Better still, he could play the cue ball into the black or black and yellow or the yellow to have it open for him to try and win the frame with the yellow ball in perfect space. Anything that comes wrong in terms of his pattern will probably be losing him the frame. Now this kind of shooting maybe for the killer is for him to roll the yellow close to the cue ball to the corner pocket bottom left with a little bit of top spin. The cue ball following the yellow just a little bit such that it's in position for him to put the last yellow to the corner pocket bottom right. It has to be on target. Cue ball has to follow the... Oh, no. That was wrong. He decided to manipulate the cue ball for the yellow to the center pocket on the left. That was always more difficult than the easier shot. Yes, there was a little bit of cut between white and yellow he has played. Nonetheless, it was always easier for him to try and obtain white instead for that last yellow to the center pocket on to the corner pocket bottom right. Sorry, he may probably have to go for a sharp cut, maybe bank off the cushion, center pocket. Very good recovery from the killer. A round of applause from the fans who are clearly majority supporting against him. It won't matter that the killer takes set number 1. I'm just trying to play the video backwards just to see how much time we have used in this one. Okay, 21 and a half minutes. Most of the other sets for the duration of the match have been played for more than 40 minutes. This one has used almost exactly half the time. Maybe that's why it has been the most anticipated match of the competition, at least so far. Ibra 1 and Caesar 0, all importantly in terms of set scores. It is very easy to think that in all of Uganda's top level pool, these players have faced off the most amount of times. Of course, for the fact that in most competitions, the best players normally reach the highest levels, and these guys have shown what it means to be consistent. Maybe this could be just about the 20th time that I am streaming a match involving these two. Ever since I started live streaming, something that I've been doing for the last 5 years and still going strong, by the way. They faced off for the very first time in a comp that was played in 2019, a comp that was won by Caesar, a very young Caesar, a teenage Caesar, who was only upcoming, but a very good upcoming player, a league of the best players in the country, which he won. Since then, he has never ever looked back. A performance that warranted his then manager, Hans Rogari, and I know that you are watching Hans, to move Caesar out of the country to Lusaka in Zambia to secure him a contract with Sharks Pool Club, playing semi-professional pool for the following 2 years till the end of 2022, where Ibra had then joined him in Lusaka as teammate, nowadays rival, especially right now when a match is going on Caesar becoming the menace of Zambian pool for the space of 2 years, winning 26 comps, which were the big majority of comps that were organized mostly on a weekly basis, returning to Uganda, where he has now been for the last 3 years. A guy that is probably now on victory for years, about 100 events, and meaning 100 in terms of weekly comps won, one-day tournaments won, in and out of the country, including money matches. This guy has been on the winning side for more than 100 years. 100 times, I beg your pardon. Averaging just over 30 per year. He's won frame number 1 in set number 2. The statistic that matters the most is the scoreboard on the left, where Ibra leads by 1-0. But in the second set, Caesar leads by 1-0. I hope that you are following. Sometimes that's disturbing, this difference for some fans between sets and frames. Two yellows made on the break by Caesar. One of those times when you make 2 yellows, but you contemplate instead playing reds, for the fact that it may not be easy to pot a yellow and close the table. If you can make 1 yellow, if you can pot 1 yellow, probably he'll be going for the yellows. That yellow ball towards the corner pocket top left is, I think, pretty much portable, which is what he's trying to do, but you'll need the cue ball at the bottom end of the table because all other yellows are positioned there anyways. The Scorpion instead plays the reds and closes the table with the reds. Welcome to Ugandan pool plus. These two, while not officially ranked by the Polar Station of Uganda, at least realistically speaking, I wouldn't be shy to say that have been the best players in the country for the last 5-6 years or something, and demonstrating exactly so with statistics in and out of the country, both with victory in 2 international comps for Ibra, the Grand Mchana 2023, as well as earlier the Billiards Cafe International Comp 2020, and for Caesar, the Grand Mchana 2024, as well as earlier Queens 2023. He has also won various 8-man and 16-man competitions organized on international basis. Caesar, the ATS All Africa Super 16-man comp 2023, then 2024 was losing finalist to Zambia's Kelvin, and the last 2 comps of that nature have been won by him. Super 16 at Q Masters about a month ago, and the Super 16 at Grand Mchana. The Super 16 at Grand Mchana the following week, he was losing finalist to the South African Jeremiah Naido. He will not be very happy, Caesar, with the kind of cue ball, especially the very little distance between cue ball and red. Realistically, to pot the red ball close to the cue ball would be the corner pocket top right. However, the white ball wouldn't be natural for the last red because its proximity to the center pocket on the right. There goes the shot. Seems to be off target. It is on target. No better way to manipulate the cue ball. No better way to show class. No better way to show speciality. From this kind of range, he will never ever fail to finish a frame. He will be potting black to the corner pocket's bottom right with a cut. Guiding the cue ball to safety is always a non-issue for the Scorpion, who wins the second frame in the second set and now leads in terms of the frame score by 2 frames to 0. Now that I have your attention, Africa, stand by for the next big comp. Very big African comp. It will be the second edition of the African Ultimate Pool Championships. It's happening in Mpumalanga province, South Africa, this year in October from the 13th up to 18th. Lots of countries expected in participation, including the country of these two players, that is Uganda, but also South Africa, but also Namibia, who is threatening with a very big delegation of players, but also Zambia and Zimbabwe and Eswatini and Malawi and Kenya and Tanzania, amongst others, as negotiations also go on with countries in the north of Africa. There will be very good cash prizes for both singles and team events. The Ugandan team has been summoned today. It has these two as players that will be taking on in selections among 12 to try and compete for 8 slots that will be available, alongside Habib Glorious, Computer, Ibra Kayanja, Dog City, Mansour Ian, Kenneth Odong, Joseph Kasozi, and Hazard. A team of 12 ladies has also been summoned. Prosi, Rose, you may be knowing them if you've been following these streams on this page for the last year or 2-3. Jacinta, Rita, Michelle, Julie, Faith, Zaimat, Marion, and the 2 sisters, Rashida and Rukia. For tournaments in singles and team category, the decision by the Ugandan team has been to present only one team that will be participating as a national team. There are countries that are presenting more than one team from each province. For instance, I know of a team from South Africa, from Durban, from Cape Town, from Mpumalanga itself, from Pretoria. I'm also learning of 6 Namibian teams. I also know of the plans for the Kenyan team, most likely the Mchana Knights, the Tanzanian team Q Masters, the Zimbabwean team Neves and Select, the Zambian team Eagles, amongst others. All those individuals in those teams will also be participating in the singles category. Another of the singles is leading by 2-0, at least in the second set, but still down Caesar by 1-0, trying to win a 3rd frame in the second set. With those ones, he will always be on target. He also has the benefit of fans' support, who normally shout him up on the way to victory every time he's playing. These will be pressure matches. Caesar 3, Ibra 0 in terms of frames scored in the second set. But yes, Ibra leads still by 1-0. Upon us now is frame number 4 in set number 2. If Caesar makes a clearance of the yellows, it will be the very first time today that we shall have a set 1 by 4 frames to nil. And seemingly it could be the case. When he finishes them frames, Caesar, he can mean to finish them real good. Yellow to the corner pocket bottom left, another to the corner pocket bottom right, black to the corner pocket bottom left, and the Scorpion will be in business with another set 1. With a big assumption that the set is done, I also want to look back at the clock and see how much time we have used to get a second set done. It's exactly what? 37 minutes. The set is not yet done. I hope I don't play devil's advocate, because I was really assuming that Caesar was potting that black. But the fact that we came on the verge of completing a second set in 37 minutes, and yet most of the first sets, that's the amount of time that they were being used to complete just one set. It is clear testament of the quality that we are having here. Now that is very effective playing by Ibra. If Caesar fouls, if he misses the black off the cushion, Ibra will most likely be taking the frame away, at least the frame off the cushion on the right. He seems to be off target. He is on target. Yes, he is. The frame is gone. The set is gone. Caesar equalizes. 1-1. Special shout out to you. Wildy Brian, where are you watching from? Moses K, where are you watching from? Victor Haka in Juba, thank you for watching on the Facebook stream. Dr. Ndu supporting Caesar on the YouTube stream. Michael Kalema supporting Ibra on the YouTube stream. Eric Mwas, Miloki, thank you for watching. Asroy Simon on the Facebook stream calling Caesar the tax collector, thank you for watching. Well, Daniel Nyangulu supporting Caesar on the YouTube stream. Romado Unlimited supporting Caesar on the Facebook stream. Ntema Cliff, thank you for watching. Spice Tebiansala supporting Ibra, thank you for watching on the Facebook stream. At the end of the day, given the quality we have watched, at least how Ibra and Caesar have both won a set apiece, I think the long wait for the last match of the day has really been worth it. As Caesar breaks again, making a red ball on the break, with him most probably going for the reds. This time around, trying to win by apple will not be a formality. Most especially for the fact that you do fancy him to go for the reds. Finishing them is something different altogether. By the way, I am assuming that he'll be closing the table playing the red, which is leftwards of the 5. The two reds that are so close to each other, he can play one into the other. He can also play them open. Now, with his cue ball manipulation, he wants to play one into the other. I'm not so certain he can see one of them. His intention is to play one red into the other, try and pot the rightwards red of the two. But it's like he doesn't have sight of it. There has to be a change of course. Well, he has successfully been able to play the cue ball into one of the reds. One of those times when you seem to run, but again you're running into a cliff. Caesar snookered, wants to find one red. Mass shot, white ball curving around the black, finding the red. Ibra will consider this as a very big opportunity for him to try and win the first set, the first frame of the third set. Donning White of Roxbury, his management team in Chwanga near Kampala. Caesar Donning Green of his management team, the Advanced Talent Agency. By the way, yesterday I saw Caesar's boss playing pool for one of the first times. I didn't know he was that good. And on this table, I've also played once with Ibra's boss, Mr. Zach Idiro, with a little money at stake. It ended in tears for manager Zach. Sorry, Mr. Zach, I promised you that I will never spill that secret. I just spilled it because I had nothing else to talk. But I apologize. but I know that you are watching with very, very big pressure. While Caesar has been the most dominant player of the last 2 years on the continent, the two players that have gotten a very good number of victories against him have been these two, Ibra and Jerry, of Uganda and South Africa respectively. For Ibra is the only Ugandan that has won a money match against Caesar, with money at stake from both sides, with $1,000 at stake from both sides, organized at Addis in Kampala sometime last year. It was a trilogy, Caesar winning the first 2 races, Ibra winning the last by 21 frames to 20. There were 3 other money matches between the two, both won by Caesar, 21-18, 21-15 and 21-15. The more renowned victories Ibra had gotten over Caesar were at Billiards Cafe in 2023 in Lusaka. He was ably successful in defeating Caesar in his first and second lives of that double elimination competition that was won by Malawi's Stanford Griben Ginte. Here at Dice Lounge, it is the 3rd time that they are facing off. One of them was a comp exactly like this one, an 8-man comp that was organized in November 2023. It was won by Ibra defeating Caesar in the final, racing to 13 by 13 frames to 7. That was quite convincing. The second time was the final of the Dice Lounge Creme de la Creme 16-man competition that was organized in January earlier this year, won by Caesar. Caesar's fans are now shouting, "Umpire, put another frame." That is how much faith they have in their player. And most of the time, when they are faithful to him, he returns the favor by being faithful to them. And here is the faith. Black to the corner pocket, bottom right. And the Scorpion leads in the third set, by 1 frame to 0. At 1 p.m. tomorrow, it will be Hazard versus Computer in the first semi-final. Thereafter, I believe it will be about 3:30, maybe 4 p.m. Joseph Kasozi versus the winner of this match. And at around maybe 7 p.m. latest, we shall have the final between the winners of those 2 semi-finals. So winner takes all, $800. It's up to you to consider it little or big. I have to say that Ugandan pool competitions are not very big in terms of money, but they are very, very, very competitive. It is a country where players and fans love their pool. There is another comp tomorrow, by the way. A one-day comp that is happening in Seguku, organized by Frank Nahwera. And there is a very big likelihood that whoever will lose this match will be a part of that comp. It will be at Ruja Gardens, that is advert by the organizer Frank Nahwera, 32-man competition, which will be having cash prizes for the top 4. And then also this weekend there will be another 32-man comp. But majority of the players, actually all that have been participating today and the weekend, will not be participating because they will be involved in training and selections for the Ultimate Pool Championships coming up in October this year. But Uganda's journey has started today by the summon of the national team by the Pole Association of Uganda Technical Committee. Here comes the killer. Is very, very distinct from Caesar. By the way, both of them play attack-minded pool. The difference is that Caesar uses way less speed, but both of them love to follow a pattern and execute it well. And both of them, I have to say, have two of the best patterns of play, not just in the country, but also on the African continent. When Ibra is playing, you may not see too much of those very elaborate shots, but you will see a pattern. And I am speaking of a pattern, and you are looking at a pattern. The port of the black to the corner pocket, bottom left, will be a formality. Set number 2, frame number 2, Ibra 1, Caesar 1. For those who are just joining, the scoreboard on the left is for sets, on the right is for ongoing frames in the ongoing set. The most important statistic is the set scores, which determine the winner of the match. It's race to 3 in terms of sets, but each set is raced to 4. And Caesar breaks as good as the word good can be. More likely than not, for as long as he can break, as long as the frame is as open as the reds are, even though less open, he never lets you back into play as long as you are an opponent of his. He's playing this set system for the second time. The first time, it's a comp he won 10 days ago at KV Pool Arena. Greetings to you, Chimera Vincent. I know that you are watching in Masaka, and you are the guy that introduced this set system to us. Once in a while, we shall be having comps that are played in this set system. It's kind of unique. It will be modified and remodified and remodified to meet the expectations of the game. Most especially today, for the first round, it's a learning curve that the format has led to consumption of way much time than what beauty is in terms of the game. There is a very high likelihood that tomorrow it will be played, but with the matches timed. Maybe the sets timed something like 30 to 35 minutes at most to have the set completed. Now the Scorpion will probably need to drop the cue ball backwards and bigly backwards. The position of cue ball in relation to red, close to the cue ball, does affect his bridge a little. This one has to be big backspin. He could get himself snookered. I think he is snookered. Advantage, Ibra. Caesar probably wants to put red to the center pocket on the left, but off the cushion. Here comes the shot, finds the red, and doesn't pot. It is now 7 yellows on the table. These are little chances of which Ibra has thrived for so many years. That is the guy that became a renowned player as young as 2013 when he was too young to be permitted into playing the Ugandan Pool League for the fact that the league was sponsored by a beverage company and he was not yet of age even to be accepted in a bar. And by 2014, the beverage company that was based in Alaga did have its contract with the Pool Association of Uganda come to an end, and there were no age restrictions for playing in the league. Ibra becoming a player for the first time in the league with the team that was called Capital Night Pool Club. Very young, but already the best player in the team. And in only 2 years, he had guided the team to winning its first and only senior league title in the National Pool League up to present date. Since then, he got signed with another team called Ntinda Giants after leaving Capital Night, and has now been part of 4 different clubs that have won the league in 4 different seasons, all consistently, all in a row. He's the first and only player in the history of the Ugandan Pool League to achieve that feat. This year, he also did win the league with his team Roxbury, and as league top scorer. Also as team captain, he led the team to winning a continental championship, the Q Masters International Pool Festival Club team event, after defeating the South African team, the Ghost Nation, in the final at Q Masters just around 3 weeks and perhaps 5 days ago. Now he's on the verge of leading, at least for the first time, in the second set against the player who is supposed to be his very good friend, but nowadays a very big nemesis. With the interests at heart of his team Roxbury and Caesar's team Upper Volta, Ibra's team, the Money-Made, Caesar's team, the ATA. The 2 sets of fans, Team the Scorpion and Team Money-Made, the Team Money-Made fan base, are having every reason to smile, because Ibra is perfecting yet another pattern in yet another frame and is winning yet another frame in yet another set. Ibra 2 and Caesar 1. Thank you for watching. MX is asking if Caesar has ever won a league title in the Ugandan Pool League. The answer is no. He only joined the mainstream Ugandan Pool League in 2019. Ibra had already been in the league for the previous 5 years. That year, Caesar was only moving from his hometown, Gulu, north of the country, becoming resident in Kampala. Was very young and very small, and was most of the time an unused substitute with his team CKI Pool Club. Since then, the league has been won by the team for which Ibra has been playing. It is that simple. Chikume, good luck. Thank you for watching. Come on, money. I love the very big distinctions between the 2 players, both of them playing attacking pool, but in a very different way. That is how life is. Everybody is differently gifted. Just as myself being a better player than Francis Makwekwe, the Zimbabwean media man, there is evidence for that. 3 live matches, all on camera, all won by myself. Sorry, Francis, I have to remind people about that. But you also have a lot of work to do learning how to play the game to avoid such humiliation in the future. Back to the game. 4 yellows left on the table, all in pretty good space. Caesar can only hope and watch and wait and pray that something goes wrong with Ibra's pattern. The same pattern that has seen Ibra win 2 tournaments of the Pool Association of Uganda in his recent career, 4 league titles of the Pool Association of Uganda, all in a row, and dozens of competitions like this one. Although I have to say, his tournament count has since then surpassed by Caesar and has been surpassed overwhelmingly
I'm on money.
Ibra having this chance. This tournament will particularly be painful for whoever of these 2 players will be losing this match, for the fact that it has no second chance. It is single elimination and only winner takes it all. And the winner of this frame is going to be Ibra. Probably the winner of this set could be Ibra, because now he leads by 3 sets to 1 in 3 frames to 1 in set number 3. But in terms of set score, it is still 1 set apiece. For Caesar to change the dynamics of this set, he must win 3 frames in a row, or else go to 2 sets to 1 down. Once again, Ibra 3 and Caesar 1. Also, thank you for watching. Collins Langat, you don't know why you haven't invited Kenyans, especially from the South Rift. Well, Terence Motsago, thank you for watching. Supporting Caesar, you say he's in trouble. Taura, I admire Machue, always watching from Ireland. Thank you for watching. Francis Mkwekwe, you want me to talk about your victory? No, you did one mistake, Francis. By winning the first match against myself 3 weeks ago, in my country you say that you were able to fish successfully, use your net to catch a fish. But then what you did is put the fish back into the water to see if it can swim. How dare you? Especially against a stronger player. The rest is history. You learned nothing and forgot nothing from your previous losses. Coin, thank you for watching from Nigeria. We have Nigeria on the stream. That is beautiful. Every time I see a Nigerian fan on the stream, I just like to remind you that we want to see West Africa performing in these major African comps. West Africa is really missing in action. At the Grand Channel last year, there was 1 player from Ghana, the only West African that has ever participated in these African competitions. And for the fact that West Africa is probably the most talented region of the continent, especially in terms of sports, it's a little bit of a shame that we, especially Nigeria, a country with more than 100 million people, clearly, there must be some very good pool players, clearly. Hone Malipenga, thank you for watching from Zambia. Gusha Chikomborero, thank you for watching, you say from Norway. Takunda Mkondo, thank you for watching. Promise Semte, you are watching from South Africa. Chimiasolite, thank you for watching. Chaps Maraz, you say you are from Northern Ireland, thank you for watching. Robin Chaka, welcome to the stream. Nordin Riade, I'm not understanding your flag, you are supporting Caesar. Gift Fairy, you are watching from Zambia. Brighton Chigumbida, thank you for watching. Njabolo Njabs, thank you for joining from South Africa. Joseph Oteroth, you are from Zambia, thank you for watching. Animal lovers, you say you are the only lady watching. Thank you for watching and welcome to the stream. Terence Mvazi from Zimbabwe, welcome to the stream. Brandon Musereza from Harare, thank you for watching. George Amas from Namibia, welcome to the stream. From South Africa, Tinashe Gwens, welcome to the stream. Maloba Kevin, thank you for watching. From Ohio, you say in the United States. Noah Martin from Zambia. Omotoki Rivobike supporting Ibra. Professor Bonaparte supporting Caesar. Kevin Kaboha from Fort Portal. And Martin Aibazive from Masaka in Uganda. Welcome to the stream. Sejjemba from Nigeria, thank you for watching. And Daniel Nyangulu from Malawi. If Ibra is able to use that same pattern that has won him 3 frames in a row to win a 4th in a row. He will be leading both in terms of frames 1 and sets 1. If the killer can kill off 1 more frame, then he will need 1 more set to take what will be a very memorable victory against Caesar. This year alone, these 2 giants of Ugandan pool and also of African pool, as Ibra misses a very critical ball, I have faced off twice so far, with Ibra winning once. That was the final of a monthly comp that was organized at the Ultimate Pool Arena. Caesar winning the other time, which was the recent of the 2. It was a match in the quarterfinals of a double F competition, playing the same exact sets, the same exact format, the same exact number of frames. Only that then it was timed. This time round it is not. Then Caesar won in the decisive set and in the decisive frame of the decisive set. Kodwan Maposa, thank you for watching from South Africa. Condwan Brown, you are watching from Durban in South Africa. You say you love my commentary. Thank you very much. BMK, you're asking who won between Hazard and Mansour. It was Hazard, won in the decisive set. All the 3 matches that have happened so far have had deciders. This ongoing set will clearly not have a decider, because there has been 1 good player, Caesar, in the set, but there has been a better player in the set, that is Ibra. And I know that from the place that is Wankulukuku in Kampala, my friend whom I like so much, Kansorama, is watching with agony rather than pride. But I also know that Chairman Agri, Director of Roxbury, is watching from Mokono with a very big smile on his face. That the player, that he very even finds it difficult not to show other players how much he loves him more than others, is now on the verge of winning a 2nd set out of 3 against his nemesis. Ibra draws the cue ball as close can be to the yellow. He'll be playing pretty much the same shot, but with less power, same precision. A little backspin, because once he puts last yellow to the center pocket on the right, I believe that for black it will be the intention to put to the corner pocket bottom left. A little backspin, very little like that. Straight line between white, black, and corner pocket for the killer to lead both in terms of frames scored and sets 1. Set number 3 is gone. In terms of sets, it is now Ibra 2 and Caesar 1. By the regulations, players are permitted the 1 timeout, which only happens after at least 2 sets are done. If you're just joining this, in terms of frames 1, in the last set, Ibra won it by 4 frames to 1, winning all 4 frames in a row after Caesar won the first. In terms of sets, it is the scoreboard on the left of the 2, where the scores in red are for Ibra. He leads against Caesar by 2 sets to 1. We are playing either 1 more or 2 more sets to have the match done. Ibra will be hoping that this will be the last leg of the match, most especially if he hopes that he will win this set. It will confirm victory for the match, and if that victory happens, there will be an uproar of praises of him on social media, especially from the Money-Made faithful. And I know what the Scorpion faithful will be responding back. Here comes the Scorpion. He always has that fight in him. He's trying to do exactly what he did 10 days ago, because there was a time when Ibra was leading by 2-1. Caesar was able to win the next two. He has gotten to put a red on the break. And has gotten to close the table. Caesar playing the reds. Clearly going for Apple. He must start with fire and must end with fire. And Ibra has just shown to Caesar that he must play with fire all through. Ibra has just demonstrated to the Scorpion that yes, any mistakes will not go unpunished. That one could go down as a mistake as well. And I have to say that at least for the last 10 to 15 minutes, Caesar is clearly not exactly at his best. Special thanks to you, Africa, for keeping me company. East African time is now 11 p.m. in the night. Southern African time, 10 p.m. in the night. West African time, about 8 p.m. in the night. And it's over 2,000 of you combined on Facebook and YouTube respectively are watching, as good as you have been watching all day. I always use that opportunity to pass to you a big thank you. After all, if I was streaming while you are not watching, why would I even be wasting my time? Ibra will be wasting his time if his current visit of the table doesn't end in him winning the frame. Because if he does, Caesar will probably do. He, however, needs a very big shot, probably combining both yellow and red, putting them to the same corner pocket bottom left. It won't come easy, especially given the position of yellow in relation to Ibra's relatively small size. He will still try, put both yellow and black to the same corner pocket. That's the shot. Perfect. Well, with the cue ball, not so perfect. And I can now say that Caesar probably survives, at least for the ongoing frame, unless Ibra plays something so uniquely special, not only to find one of his yellows, but also pot it. You just get a feeling that if he doesn't pot, he will be losing the frame. Playing master shot, curve cue ball around the red to find the yellow and hopefully pot it. Beautiful cueing from the key. Precision, calmness, entertainment, and perfection all in one shot. How dare do you, Ibra, play a shot that good against the weight of pressure and the Scorpion on your neck? What a way to win a frame. What a player, what a level, what a moment to be a fan of the sport, and what a match upon our eyes. Ibrahim Sejjemba 1 and Caesar Chandiga 0. Once again, guys, tomorrow we shall be having semi-finals, 2 of them, and a final. One of these players will be involved, the other will not. For Caesar to be involved, he must win the ongoing set and the next. For Ibra, he needs to win 1 set out of these remaining 2, and he leads in the ongoing set. Tomorrow there will also be, looks like, a 48-man comp. This information is coming from Frank Nahuera, the organizer, my friend. Starting from 10 a.m. there will be cash prizes for the top 8, not 4. Once again, the place is called Ruja Bar in Seguku, near Kampala in Uganda, alongside Entebbe Road, especially if you are in and around the area. Registration, in case you are interested in playing, is still ongoing. If you can't find him, simply inbox me as on the phone or even on the page. If there is a player in the country that has got the ability to get the Scorpion in a very tight position, that player is Ibra, and he's doing exactly that. But if there is a player that even when Ibra is playing as good as he is today, with the ability to come back and still win relatively convincingly, that player is Caesar. That's why this match is not yet done whatsoever. He's trying to right the wrongs that he did last time out in the district of Masaka. He has taken this match seriously, Ibra. I've liked what I've seen of him. The fact that he arrived very early. Look at how good he's queuing. He was at the venue just about 3 hours before the match. When the last 2 matches were ongoing, he was comfortably seated at the venue and watching those matches on the giant screens where they are casting this match. And all of the screens, just about 5 of them, all very big, are having screens. Everybody has been turned by force into a pole fan. In fact, people even outside the venue, even as close as they are to the road, and yet we are on the second floor of a building. People are outside the venue looking at the screens because the venue is glassy. This game is quite popular in this country, also quite popular online. And not just in the country, the sport is really growing in terms of popularity. Q Masters was a big hive of activities, players, fans, everybody. When you had that competition in Dar es Salaam, same applies to China Pub and Grill. Same as it is when Queens in Bulawayo hosts, same when Zambia's Billiards Cafe hosts. There is talk of an international competition in Uganda. Yes, it realistically can happen. Yes, if everything comes together, you will be the first to know. But you're also going to be the first to know that Ibra is about to win a second frame in a row in what could become the last set of the match if he can win it, and he is playing neatly well. To pot black to the center pocket on the right, to lead by 2 frames to nil. And yet he's already leading in terms of the set score. Sets Ibra 2, Caesar 1 frames in set number 4. Ibra 2 and Caesar nil. If Ibra can win 2 more frames, he will be home and dry and victorious. If Caesar can win the set, Ibra will still need to win another set. So it can be that complicated. If he can win 2 frames in a row, for instance, the match shall be done. If he doesn't and Caesar can win 4, then Ibra will need to win again 4 more frames because he will need to win 1 more set. The Scorpion will need the composure and calm demeanor that has won him 100 comps, meaning 100 events plus in the last 3 years in about 6 different countries and on 3 different continents. He has been playing pool all over the African continent, in all countries of East Africa, in most of the countries in Southern Africa. He has played as far as North Africa in Morocco. He has played as far as the East in China, Asia to say. He has also played in Europe, in the United Kingdom, in Bolton. Now having to do what he has done so many times in his home country, Uganda. Trying to be so dominant against others of the best players in the country. This time round he will have to do it the hard way, if at all he can do it, because right now Ibra is a big favorite for the victory of this match. But wait, he is not yet a winner, not only because he hasn't achieved yet the 3rd set one, but also because his opponent is Caesar, the same Caesar who has gotten a little stroke of luck in the ongoing frame, potting by luck after missing in the first intention, raising his hand in appreciation that he needed some stroke of luck more than a stroke of genius to pot the ball. He has just cleared off the table. He now has to play the cue ball backwards. He has to avoid the snooker. Beautiful. The rest at this level will always be a formality. Now frame number 3 in set number 4 is a polite reminder to Ibra that Caesar is only down but not yet out, and has not yet lost the ability of pulling something from nothing. Caesar 1 and Ibra 2.
Why? Manual. Come on, madam, make sure. Make sure, bro. Come on, madam.
Here we go. For most, if not all of the time in this match, for as long as balls have been positioned as good as these yellows, Ibra has not hesitated to finish them. It is why he's leading both in terms of the set score by 2-1. He is also leading in terms of the frames score in the fourth set of the match, which will be the last if he can win this frame and one out of the remaining three. Now he has to put yellow close to cue ball to the center pocket on the left. White ball having to be played with top spin, following the yellow all the way, such that he can put first probably the yellow ball maybe at the top end of the table, only maybe, but he can also decide to put first the one which is close to the black, which is what he's now doing. Later nitty-gritties only that is perfected by the big boys. If he wins this frame, he will come within just one of what will be a very renowned victory over Caesar. He's okay. Actually, the fact that cue ball is not straight and has a cut on the yellow will grant him pretty much natural white for the black. He gets to miss. You just don't grant chances like this to Caesar. You just don't. Even when playing well, when you get chance to take down Caesar, to win a frame against Caesar, please do. If you don't, he will. It is something that has helped Caesar win so many frames, so many matches, so many tournaments. He's not yet out, though he's down. He's equalizing in the fourth set of the match. He will probably need to win 2 more frames for him to win the set and take the match to the decider. If it does go that far, with the Scorpion coming from behind, with Caesar being Caesar, he will turn himself into a favorite for the match. For now, it is Ibra still leading by 2-1, but in terms of score, in the 5th set, it is Ibra 2 and Caesar 2. Thank you for watching. Wale Bayombe, you say the pockets are too wide. No. This is the brand of table is Super League. It is originally from the United Kingdom. from England. It's a standard table. It's the most popular brand of table in Uganda. It's a real good standard table. It's not that wide. Sometimes when very good players are up against each other, you think that it's the players, it is the table. No, it is not. That's why for earlier matches before this one, the matches were not ending this fast. There are matches that took the whole of 3 hours. On this one, we have only used over 1 hour, and yet we are playing. The 5th set, the players take the credit, not the table. Now the reason Caesar is playing this kind of shot with this kind of cue ball is for him to play red, try and put it off Ibra's yellow, remove the yellow, open up the pocket in order to pass a different red. Just like that, when this happens, frames are as good as gone. He needs somewhat of a recovery shot, Caesar. Simply potting doesn't guarantee him natural white for any of the last reds. I think he recovers, and recovers pretty good. I don't know whether the director of Dice Lounge is having one of these players as a player is supporting for this match. He seems to be sitting on his seems to be sitting and having his tiptoes raised. Too much pressure. Majority of the neutrals started supporting Ibra when he was increasing his lead, but they know what is coming. When this young man unleashes his beast mode on his opponents, most of the time it doesn't matter how good his opponents were playing, he gets to win another frame. Caesar 3 and Ibra 2. Once again, in a very special way, thank you for watching. My partner in crime, Priscilla Kisorovari, watching from Harare. The golden voice, as she is called. Edmund Heavens, thank you for watching. Applauding Caesar for that beautiful clearance. Now Ibra has to play catch up in order to win the set. Caesar has to play catch up in order to win the match. He needs a big break. Sometimes, I have to say many times, many matches that Ibra has lost have been affected by the break. He must break big. Looks like a big break. Cue ball is safe, but a dry break. Of course, Caesar will want to play the yellows. Making a ball with the position of cue ball that he's having is something different altogether. The yellow ball that is leftwards of all that are on the table. Look at the corner pocket at the bottom left. If Caesar plays off the cushion on the left, he can get it sunk. He's deciding instead to play a different shot, probably safe. A safety shot he does play. He probably decides that safety, that patience pains, but maybe it can pay.
Caesar, man.
You are watching should be the 5th edition of the Uganda Super 8-man comp. We are at Dice Lounge in Kampala in Uganda as Caesar now closes the table playing the yellows. The very first Super 8-man comp, the Ugandans only, was won by Caesar. I remember him defeating Hazard in the final early last year. Later in the year, no, early this year, actually the very first week of the year, another version of the same comp was organized right here. No, it was organized at Addis Sport in Kampala. It was won by Caesar. Or I'm forgetting, the very first was here at Dice Lounge in 2023 in November. It was won by Ibra with victory over Caesar. Then Caesar won 2 in a row. The third was again organized at Addis just about 3 to 4 months ago, organized by Caesar's management team. The ATA played in double to single elimination, won again by Caesar. Ibra wants to stop that dominance by winning this match, at least to ensure that Caesar will not be winning the comp, and for Ibra to remain with a fighting chance. And given how good he has been playing, if he can win this match, he will be a slight favorite for the all-important victory tomorrow. But first, he will need to win 2 more frames against Caesar in this set, or else win the next set, or else it will be back to square one. All of the qualities of both players are being demonstrated right in front of our eyes in the offensive side of the game. The defensive side, the brain work, the mind games, the ability to cope up with the pressure, the drama, the mistakes from both, the pressure from both, and everything that is entailed when big players face against each other. I will not call that a very good shot unless Caesar does something of a recovery. Yellow into another yellow. Yes, not really. Not really. It is instead Ibra's reds, all of them that have been played in a relatively good space, in fact much better space. And of them, it is the one that is closest to the corner pocket bottom left, which is not portable with ease, at least not in a straight shot. Nothing like ease for Ibra to win this ongoing frame. Looking most especially at one of the reds, the one at the corner pocket bottom left, which he may want to play another red into. He has instead opted to play a red by banking it to the corner pocket bottom right. It was an effective shot because it has displaced one of Ibra's yellows. Better still, it has played a red right in front of the black to make it difficult, if not impossible, for Caesar to put black in a straight shot. Mind games at work. And Caesar responds by occupying the pocket again with another of his yellows.
Thank you, love. Thank you, love. According to your experience, what are you seeing?
Now, of the two players, Ibra is the one who is famous, or will I say infamous, for the kind of game that we are watching right now. Caesar likes to have the frames open. If they are not open, he plays shots that split them and then goes for clearances. But Caesar is demonstrating that even in the technical side of the game, he can mean to be a handful. And the shot he has just played is testament of exactly that. It's probable that Ibra has sight of none of all 6 reds that are on the table. He's trying to play off the cushion. I'm not so certain he has. There is agreement between player and umpire for the player to come off the cushion. The umpire does warn Ibra that you can play now in not more than 30 seconds. Ibra plays the little of 1 red he has in sight, but at least plays enough not to grant the cue ball away to Caesar. What I'm loving in what I'm seeing is a few shots that are answering so many questions that you are just getting natural answers for. Caesar cannot play tactical pool, there he is. Ibra cannot play offensive pool, there he is, playing by offense, and is the one leading and is now subjecting Caesar to playing tactical frames instead.
I love you. I love you.
It is very, very, very tense here. Apart from one stubborn fan, everybody else is deciding to watch. Amidst silence, the place is full to capacity.
Let's go!
Everybody who is having a seat cannot even let go. Even finding where to stand while watching with comfort at the venue is not easy. What will now not be easy is Ibra winning the match by winning the ongoing set, because Caesar has just played 1 shot that has split the frame open for him to make a clearance that will take the match into a deciding set. And very clearly it is the situation we are having at hand. Yellow to the corner pocket bottom left, maybe starting with center pocket on the left. The second yellow to the corner pocket bottom left, black to either of the corner pockets at the bottom will grant Caesar victory of a second set out of 4. This one with a way bigger fight than he has for any that he has been winning of late. This one will be the Scorpions' equalizing set. Yes, we are having a decider now in all of the matches that we have had today. Computer versus Ibra Kayanja ending in a decisive set. Dog City versus Joseph Kasozi ending in a decisive set. Hazard versus Mansour ending in a decisive set. Ibra versus Caesar will be having a decisive set to determine the victory. Ibra 2 in terms of sets and Caesar 2 lagging for the decisive set.
Siza musiro kola langi eyo. Okimanyi lwaki akoze langi eyo? Talina kumenya. Talina kumenya. Okimenya n'eyo. Amenya agende, no problem. Anasula wano. Ate nakusibye white wenywa kulidde.
Tetubainako obuzibu mumenye mulye.
You are very welcome to the best that there is in Ugandan pool, also some of the best that there is in African pool. Ibrahim Sejjemba and Cesar Chandiga, two of the finest players in their country, but also two of the very finest that the continent of Africa has to offer at the moment, for the second time in succession in the same format, cancelling out each other, taking the match into a deciding set. We are at Dice Lounge in Kampala. This tournament is a two-day competition of only 8 players, but playing a lot of pool on today's. The winner of this match shall qualify for a semi-final between Joseph Kasozi happening tomorrow, and whoever will be winning then will be taking on in the final the winner of the second semi-final that shall be played between Hazard and Computer. All matches, same format. He must be at his best, Ibra, to win this set. Most of the match, I have to say, for most of the match he has been at his best. Sometimes his best has not been good enough. Not only that he has been playing any bad, it's just because Caesar can mean to be something. And Ibra, under the weight of pressure, is thrown into an unforced error. He miscued.
Take your time. What can I say?
And came close to fouling. But now what he's close to is winning frame number 1 in set number 5.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
The many frames that have been played in this match are all counting for just nothing. What will matter is who of these players will be the first to fall. Currently drawing now 0-0. There is a miss by Caesar. For Ibra, importantly, an opportunity to play again in this set. At some time, I have to say frankly that I did not see it coming. And thank you, Africa, for according me audience for so many hours today. I thought that 6 hours would be enough for us to have the day's action done. I believe you me, it has been way more than that. It has been 9 hours and still counting some 20 minutes or so to get this one done. But I do it with pride. One thing that is not being done in pride are the last 2 shots that Ibra has just played. And both in terms of play, facial expression, body language, confidence is on the side of the Scorpion, who is now probably, most probably than not will I say, winning frame number 1 in set number 5.
Beautiful. I love you. I love you. I'm going to marry you. I'm going to marry you. Amba ataka mu. Totema bileke.
Just like that, Caesar 1, Ibra 0, rest to 4. There has been a pot of 1 yellow by Caesar in frame number 2. When he puts the ball on the break, you have every reason to worry. Most especially when you are his current opponent. That's exactly what Ibra is going through right now. Caesar aiming for victory of the set, but first victory of the frame, and by break and finish. He does close the table, playing yellow into red and playing red. I'm not so certain that was his intention, by the way. The raise of his hand to Ibra is probably recognition that a mistake has ended into him actually potting a ball. If it were not an open table, it would be a foul. For the fact that the table was open, he's still the table in the player in play. I don't know if that is the right expression of language, but yes, he's now playing reds instead. He will want to put red to the center pocket of yellow. Playing it with power, in effect playing another red of his in space, but having yellow occupy its front at the corner pocket top left. That makes him, with a little bit of ease, only able to put that red, which is leftwards of the 4, only to the center pocket on the left, meaning that he would need the cue ball all of the distance towards the top end of the table. That's why he's touching that part of the table, demonstrating that's where he'll need the cue ball for that last red. He may decide to play it last, or could decide to play it now.
I'm going to marry you.
Now, that's what I call pinpoint accuracy. Positional play of the Scorpion. Really, really, really on point. Also watching this match at the venue is Joseph Kasozi, watching in silence, teammates with Ibra, friends with Caesar. One of them will be an opponent of his tomorrow at 4 p.m. in the second semi-final of the day. Caesar now needing to put red to the center pocket on the left. But it is too straight for him to move the cue ball better. He just needed a little bit of a cut. There is no cut, it is pretty much straight. That's why he's probably playing backspin. Not backspin. Oh my word. I did not see that coming whatsoever. The imagination and the execution under the weight of pressure in a deciding set and playing that good is what makes Caesar a very, very uniquely gifted player. He will want to put both red and black, perhaps the same corner pocket bottom right, for him to lead by 2 frames to nil in the last set. Here comes the Scorpion, now making himself a big favorite for the victory, yet he was a big underdog just 30 minutes ago. Caesar 2 and Ibra 0.
Laba muchotala anya juice mukidomola bayo komento bagambe bula wangu.
It could be just another of those times. When another very good Ugandan player has come so close to beating Caesar, when close has just not been close enough. It's not just the pattern that has now evaded Ibra. It's even the frames, it's also the breaks, it's also the current score. These two players are drawing on in terms of the set score, but in the last set, Caesar is leading by 2-0, racing to 4. All that has happened in the first sets now is inconsequential. It's about Caesar winning 2 more or Ibra winning 4 more out of the remaining 5. There's just a little bit of collision of yellows and black at the bottom end of the table. That's why probably Caesar will want to play the cue ball into one of the yellows, if not the black. This is now a tricky position for the Scorpion, even Caesar being Caesar. He probably wants support with backspin, naturally playing cue ball into black, just like that. I cannot say for certain that he's okay, although his fans seem to be celebrating the move. Caesar knows it, that he has played himself out of position. That's why he's having a nod of his head. From the camera angle, you may probably realize that he will probably have to need to cheat the pocket big for him to even stand a chance of putting the yellow ball close to cue ball. Even then, the second yellow is so close to the black for him to pot it with ease. He pots while cheating the pocket. His chance is banking the remaining yellow on the table off the cushion on the left to the center pocket on the right. In the same shot, playing top spin to allow himself sight of the black, probably to the corner pocket bottom right. From his current stance, that's probably what he's trying to contemplate. He's actually playing the same shot but with backspin instead. Off the cushion, it's a miss. And a very big miss, but for Ibra, a very big opportunity to win a frame for the first time in the set. That shot was absolutely critical in the match, most especially for Ibra. Had Caesar gone 3 frames up, realistically, Ibra would have been fighting a losing battle. But now that Ibra has put himself now in a favorite position now to win the ongoing frame, the fight is on, and the match is alive. And this Caesar produces something so special. He simply wants to tap cue ball against the yellow, which he does in the same shot, ably at least denying Ibra sight of the yellow ball close to the center pocket on the left, because it's what Ibra has as some kind of dead ball. Ibra will be playing another safety. He is successfully evading foul, and Ibra will be successfully snookering again. What he needs, Ibra, is one foul by Caesar for Ibra probably to use the free shot to play one of his reds open and then go for the frame and win a first frame in the deciding set of the question with big left spin. Caesar, however, fouls. And I believe that the frame is as good as gone away from him. Tomorrow action shall be ongoing, starting at 1 p.m. First semi-final between Hazard and Simon the Truth versus the Computer. Thereafter, the second semi-final between Joseph Kasozi and the winner of this ongoing set. Thereafter, the winners of those two semi-finals shall contest a final with one of the players running home with $800 and the other getting a handshake from the sponsor. He will take all the time in this world just to take this frame home, and more likely than not he will. Oops. This one is a little bit risky. It is the more difficult shot of them all. It is played on target. If it was risky, then the risk has paid off. And at this point, the rest will always be a formality. One red to the corner pocket bottom right, white ball bouncing off the cushion, as Ibra now has natural white for the last red to the center pocket on the left. He may want to play it with just a little backspin because he wants to put black to the corner pocket bottom left, just like that. With a very big fight, Ibra wins the frame and pulls one back on Caesar. It is Caesar 2 and Ibra 1. Once again, our umpire is Farida Hadija Naturide. Someone is asking where in South Africa is the ultimate pool gonna take place, which city? Okay, I'm not very accustomed with South Africa telling you exactly which district, but it's in Mpumalanga. I will be giving you the details shortly. Also, I can confirm that it will be happening from the 13th up to 17th of October. The venue for Ultimate Pool is Ibundu Lodge, Main Road in Mbombela, in Mpumalanga. I think I've got a new answer. That is from the 13th up to the 17th of October. It will be Friday up to Monday. Actually, it will be Thursday up to Monday. The whole of 5 days just shooting pool. I'm informed the arena is so big, and we are going to be having 40 tables. 40 as in 10, 20, 30, 40, particularly for that, which will be one of the biggest events in the history of African pool. Back to the match. The Scorpion with a 2-1 lead in terms of frames scored. We are having officially all matches of the day being determined by deciding sets. That is testament of extreme competition amongst the cream de la cream of the Ugandan pool players. That was very successful pot, also very successfully guiding the cue ball, playing it into the black ball, having it open. However, the Scorpion will not find ease spotting the red, which he has in full sight, the one which is closer to the cue ball. He's contemplating a shot that will put it to the center pocket because the cue ball will be natural for the last red. It is a miss, and a very big one, also a very risky one from the Scorpion. Probably off the red. It's the ball he probably has to play either now or probably one of the next two shots. Actually, it is the ball he may want to play last because it gives him natural white for black, as long as he can have the cue ball, with assumption he's putting the two yellows, the two others, the cue ball at the top end of the table on the left. This is very good game reading and very good execution. He simply has to roll the yellow ball he's looking at. Cue ball remaining in pretty much just around the same position where there is the yellow. He simply has to be on target. Played the cue ball a little bit arrogantly, but arrogant will do as long as it is neat. There is no way in the world that the killer will be failing to finish this frame. No way. He just left the cue ball a little bit so close to the cushion, but it won't matter. It is 2-2. It is now 2-2 in terms of frames, also 2-2 in terms of scores. And they need 2 frames apiece to win the match. Caesar 2, Ibra 2, rest to 4.
Come on,
The big fight by Ibra seems to be paying off. He seems to be on the verge of taking what will be a very critical lead in the deciding set. I'm not so certain that will go down as a good shot. He has sight of two of his yellows. I'm not so certain he can pot any. Also, thank you for watching. Umpire Lukwago Sali greeting your sister, who is also umpire in the match. Jahaf Kokri uploading the shooting ability of Ibra. He has to make it count here. He does not make it count. He does not make a ball. He does not pot. He's once again in trouble. Every time Caesar is in motion, I just can't prevent but look at the position of the balls. Also look at which one will be the dead of all his balls. I just get to look at the red that is frozen against the cushion, the bottom cushion. Maybe the one that could hamper him a little bit, but just maybe, only maybe, the expectation from the fans who are just about maybe 150 or so at the venue, and those that are watching online who are currently about 2,500. The anticipation is Caesar taking the lead in the decisive set. Special thanks to the management of Dice Lounge. The tournament is fully sponsored. These players are being given a meal each simply to participate. They are not registering for a single fee, and yes, there is $800 US. Winner takes it all. And it's a bar. It is someone's business. A bar makes money by selling beers. Beers sell. When music is played loudly, beers sell them more. But management has permitted to keep the music absolutely low, such that the streaming is safe. Thank you so much, Chairman Mark Mozungu and Mrs. Mark, by the way, who, when these matches are happening, especially here, is a regular feature, most especially on the YouTube stream. Caesar going for a simple roll. I'm calling it a simple roll of the red right against the cushion to the corner pocket bottom left. Cue ball bouncing off the cushion a little for him to have white, for black to the center pocket on the right, for him to take the lead in the set, for him to need 1 out of 2 to look at what looked like an uncertain victory, which is now starting to look as certain can be. Caesar 3 and Ibra 2. It was so relieving for Ibra when Caesar was not able to make a ball on the break. Everybody at the arena, most especially the Ibra's fans, went really silent. Now they can relax just a little, but maybe not good enough. After Ibra closing the table, he finds himself snookered. He's playing the reds, and yet he cannot have straight line between cue ball and any of the reds. He recovers by finding the red, but I'm not so certain that he will recover by winning the frame outright. It will be half a chance for Caesar to try and win the frame, but for this young man donning the green of the ATA, half a chance can mean to be enough. It's a miss. A miss of a ball. He will even count himself unfortunate, Caesar, because cue ball came so close to being sunk to the center pocket on the left. For Ibra, another opportunity prevails. Yes, not being clinical enough in this frame. Ibra, another opportunity has not been well utilized. Neither has he potted, neither has he used the shot to have full control of the frame by having his balls packed to occupy pockets where Caesar's balls can probably not pass. Now the movement of the cue ball by Caesar is probably to utilize the space between the two reds close to the corner pocket bottom right for him to pass one of his yellows, either pot off one of the reds, maybe occupy the pocket with his own yellow, which is what he has just done. So probably this frame is not about to end. End of game, Caesar is playing. Ibra will say, okay, you are welcome to my kind of approach. Ibra likes it when you dare him to the technical game. But this match has demonstrated that Caesar can as well play the technical game pretty efficient when you call him, and here he is invited. Ibra will probably want to open up the corner pocket using the cue ball, just like that. But I also want to think that he would have wanted it better if the cue ball itself was played into the reds. Time for one more snooker, and it has been a perfect snooker. Delicately poised is the match. Also the frame, also the tournament. Caesar playing yellow off the cushion. Seems he will find it. Yes, he does. I know that the neutrals will want probably Ibra to win this frame such that they see a deciding set and as well in a decisive frame. The Caesar fans will want the Scorpion to win this frame, finish the job once and for all. The job is not yet done. Ibra is making it as hard as he can for Caesar to win. I love it for the fact that Ibra is that one Ugandan player that has almost all of the time had the ability to put Caesar on the brink, on the verge. Last time out that they faced off in the same exact format, it ended in the deciding frame of a deciding set just 10 days ago. The same exact thing could happen if Ibra wins this match. And maybe at the end of the day, though Caesar has been leading bigly of late in terms of performance in comps, how many of them he's reaching the prize bracket, how many of them he's winning, when they get to face off these two, the level of play is not that distant at the end of the day. Four reds on the table. But a frame that is delicately poised. Of the three that are rightwards, Ibra will want to play the middle one with big backspin. White ball is drawn backwards into one of the reds. If you can find a way of potting the open red, the one that is left rightwards, he will probably be good to go for the victory. After all, black is now played into space. Has to be very careful with his shot. Umpire Farida is very observant. He also needs a full body stretch, not only because of the position of the cue ball, but also because of Ibra's relative small size. I also love it about him that he's always very able to manipulate the body, which is small, to play relatively comfortable, even when his intended ball is so distant from his stroking area. And I can now say that we shall be having a decisive frame in the deciding set. Little backspin, avoiding contact between cue ball and yellow is what Ibra is having to do. And that was neat and perfect. The rest is a formality. In terms of sets, it is Ibra 2 and Caesar 2. In terms of frames, in the deciding set, it is Ibra 3 and Caesar 3. We have a deciding frame. This one will be the last break of the frame, last break of the match, and last break of the day, and Ibra gets to make one yellow on the break. Makes a relatively good split of both yellows and reds. It is that moment when a player is poised to win by break and finish. He will take all the time. Irrespective of the critical moment of the match, he has to be reminded that rules are rules. 60 seconds at maximum per shot. Tomorrow it may be slightly different. All of the experience that has now exceeded 10 years, although he's still only 25. the experience that has seen him as one of the most trusted players in the country, playing decisive frame for both club and country, and for quite a while. As he's now officially on the yellows. He has this level of difficulty because potting will not come easy. Very neat cut, very accurate pot, and a manipulation of the cue ball. This kind of situation is not new whatsoever to him. Give him a deciding set and he will show you his character and composure and dependability. He's on the verge of defeating Caesar for what will be a second time this year. It will also be sweet revenge, because just 10 days ago, in the same exact format, in a different tournament, same exact scoreline, same exact stage, with sets at 2-all, with frames at 3-all, when the frame was won by Caesar. On the day, Ibra broke dry. Caesar finished the frame. The break this time has been Ibra's. For players of this level, many a times the difference can be the break. Critical shot this one. Ibra plays it little, manipulating the cue ball to pot. Now with the penultimate yellow to the center pocket on the right, I want to believe that it is possible. If it has a cut, he may need to play it with top spin. He's instead contemplating probably backspin. This is very critical. His intention is to roll the last yellow to the corner pocket top left, where he's now standing. If he does that, he will inspire celebrations amongst his fans in what will be a very memorable victory against the Scorpion. Ibra playing now his most important shot of all of them dozens that he has played in the last 2 hours of this match. Shot is off target. It could be a moment that could live long on the negative side amongst Ibra's fans if Caesar can win this frame. He's contemplating a pattern. With his body language, he probably wants to go for the frame once and for all. Even Caesar being Caesar this time round, he goes for patience. And I want to say that given the position of the reds of Caesar, all direct angles have as well been snookered. It's a total snooker. Ibra may need to play either master shot, or if he plays off the cushion, the shot has to be played with big spin. He's deciding to play what will be a very big shot, curve the cue ball round both black and the distant reds in order for him to find the yellows. That will be something from the top draw if he ever got it. He has already executed one master shot in this match and has executed well. This one will be even better if he gets it right. Master shot seems to be off. It is a foul. Caesar is now taking the favorites position for this match. He's been calm, he's been patient, he's waited for the chance, and here is the chance. I'm not so certain he will be very happy with the resting position of one of the reds close to the cushion. Many times at this level, the Scorpion will not be letting you back. This he has done so many times in Kampala, in Nairobi, in Dar es Salaam. in Marrakesh, in Guangdao in China, in Johannesburg, in Durban, in Harare. Winning matches, winning battles, winning comps, surviving scares, and coming through. It is the reason why he has become the toast of the continent today for any of the players who are way in their thousands. The Scorpion playing red into another. Just be careful, by the way.
I love you, beautiful.
With the decision to change mind now, play the top red first, cue ball bouncing off the top cushion, coming back into space. How good will its position be? Neat, perfect, accurate. Fans are already celebrating at the venue. Normally when this happens, that is it for the match. The Scorpion now on the ultimate red of the match for a victory now. That seems to be done and dusted. This one will be very painful for Ibra, most especially for the very big fight that he has pulled up, but the fight has not been good enough because Caesar will be putting black to the center pocket on the right for him to complete what is the second consecutive mighty comeback against the same player in Ibra, who has fought so hard, but hard has not been hard enough. Caesar goes for the corner pocket top right and sinks in the black for the last time in the match. After close to 2 long hours, 5 long sets, a few dozens of frames, all the brilliances, all the clearances, all the finishes, all the drama, yes, all the misses, all the mistakes, all the recoveries. Victory belongs to the Scorpion. Final score in the final set, Caesar 4 and Ibra 3. And in terms of sets, Caesar 3 and Ibra 2. See you tomorrow in the semi-finals. I wish you a very good rest of the night. May the Almighty God bless you.
Where